right, waking up in the dream. Time to get excited, amplify some frequencies, and do what we came here to do, which is basically have a lot of fun, remember just how powerful we are from a place of love, and step into these newer timelines. What a great, great time to be on this planet. And wow. So anyway, starting topic today is, let me fix my camera a little bit here. Starting topic for today, which is just a starting topic, is becoming aware of subconscious automatics that are running underneath the surface. Yeah. Those things that trigger us, the things that we don't like, the things that are tapping on our shoulder to show us where we may still be holding resistant programs. These are judgments, fears, shame, guilt, doubt. And, you know, diving into this may not be everybody's favorite subject, but I'll tell you what, it is one of the most empowering and freeing things that you'll ever do. Because until we recognize and realize the programs that we're running that keep us stuck in the lower frequencies, in other words, anything that doesn't come from love, gratitude, joy, excitement, compassion, and obviously we may not be in that state in every single moment. However, tuning into our frequency and realizing immediately when we've become triggered, when we have stepped into judgment, when we are telling our subconscious that we don't like something, or that life is difficult, life is hard, I can't figure out why things aren't going my way, I'm having a difficult time with money. These things might be our reality, but being aware of how we're processing that, that's the point where we either stay stuck and reaffirm to our subconscious that life is not really for me and I'm not creating all of it and it's against me, or we go, okay, fuck, I still got triggered. I still had a little feeling of lack. Come on, let's pump it back up. Let's use the tools and go, all right, there's another tap on the shoulder. Psst, hey, come on. So beginning to feel these low frequency triggers. Hey, Jelf. Hey, brother, great to see you. Appreciate your support and enthusiasm. So we must be able to see and feel these, because otherwise the ego will receive its emotional hit. And for so many people, that emotional hit tricks them into believing that they're right. I'm right because I feel I'm pissed. You always do this. They always do this, the government. And that's when you're stuck in 3D and you're out of your power and you've momentarily forgotten who you are, how powerful you are, and why you came here. And yes, the earth path can be one of the most challenging. I don't know. I don't remember. I don't know if I've ever been anywhere else, but I love this planet. It is, Mother Earth is the most loving, giving, incredible planet I could ever imagine. And I have no intention of going anywhere else unless it's part of my thing. And maybe I'm in a million places at once right now. I don't know. But right now, my present awareness that I'm aware of appears to be in Thailand on Mother Earth. And so as my own triggers or judgments or feelings of lack, shame, guilt, whatever, self-judgment come up, I use these tools every single day. And so as many of you know that watch this, when I come on here, I'm talking to Jeff. And I'm sharing this stuff because it works faster and more simply. Keyword, simple. You can go read all these books on all the deep rabbit hole stuff and all that, but there's 3 pieces to this waking up in the dream process that are very, very simple. And if things are not the way that you would like to be in your life in any area, these are the keys. And so it's my passion to share this, because anytime I get triggered or fall out, I automatically come back. I'm like, okay, shit. All right, so what's the gift here? What's the gift here? What's the gift here? Why did I go into judgment? Why did I get upset at my computer because I was just going for 6 hours straight and I need to take a break? I mean, the universe, capital Y-O-U, universe, is speaking to us all the time. However, becoming aware of the underlying self-talk is the key, because that which we are programming our subconscious with is going to create more of that for us into our reality. So I want to say, as I take a quick break here and refresh my Facebook page, this is a Q&A. So if anybody has any questions around clearing or healing something, the belief system, what it is, how it works, understanding how to go in and deprogram or clear the automatics. And when I talk about automatics, I'm talking about judgments, anger, resentment, lack of forgiveness for anybody in our life, childhood wounds and trauma, manifesting. Any questions? There's no silly question. And the person that asks the first question on these lives usually opens it up for a lot of other people that are watching. And then all the other questions come in. And then I can kind of broaden the scope. And it just opens up things for everybody. So if you have a question and you're curious, there's no judgment in here whatsoever. It's actually the heroes ask the questions, because there's plenty of other people that either watch this or watch the replay on the YouTube channel and in all the other groups it gets shared in. And they're like, yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I'm new to this, or yeah, this keeps coming up for me. So if you want to ask a question, ask away. I'm going to refresh my Facebook page here really quick. And ask yourself if you're excited right now. Like, really, are you excited for what you see happening? Or are you a little bit upset or pissed off? Or, you know, they've been saying that the shift was coming and that the money was coming and that the government was being taken down for, you know, so long now. I've been waiting and waiting and waiting. You know, I don't believe it anymore. Okay, my page is up. Okay, so when I see people post comments like that, I can relate. But in reality, we've been enslaved for thousands of years. We chose to come here at this time right now to be part of this. So, you know, you've heard time doesn't exist. That really doesn't make the egoic mind happy when it's not really happy with its waiting and its wanting and all that stuff. So again, what is the key? Notice. Notice that frequency. Okay, right now, I've been waiting. They've been saying that, you know, the white hats are doing that. I don't even know if they exist, whatever. All right. So how does that feeling make you feel? Not empowered. It's not excitement. It's not joy. And you don't have to always be in excitement, the highest frequency. However, being in gratitude, no matter what, keeps your internal magnet attracting like-minded, abundance, people, situations, evidence, and everything. So again, the practice is, if I have a thought that's low vibrational, if I have a judgment, if I see something I don't like, it's a mirror. Remember, it's out there is a hologram. It's really, really key. And so the morning process, and I actually, up here in the first comment, if you go into the website and just fill in your email, and I don't send out a ton of emails like a lot of people do. I send out 1 or 2 a month. You'll get the new Create Your Day PDF that I put together. It's very in-depth. It's very detailed. It's simple, but it covers every single piece of what I share with my clients that go through the 30-day mentorship with me, that do private sessions with me. It's a very, very powerful piece. And it's simply laid out. And if you do it every single morning, you are going to see shifts, positive shifts, begin to happen in your life, in your health, loving on your body, and in your relationships in abundance right away. And there it is. So if you want to go sign up at the website, the thing will pop up and just enter your email. So that's there. I just created that and finished that this week. And it just got picked up to be in Tom White's book because he really found it powerful. So thank you, Tom White. And so any questions about clearing automatics, inner healing, manifestation, belief system, triggers, judgments? All right, everybody on here's dialed in. Cool. All right, good night from Thailand. Actually, it's my morning. It's Tuesday morning, 9:13. All right, so let me go to my notes here then. And okay. So let's talk about anything that may be showing up in our life that we don't desire. This could be a body issue. It could be a health issue. It could be relationship stuff. It could be things. Hey, David, great to see you. I'll get to that in just a second. You're a rock star. I've been really enjoying watching your transformation on Facebook. So thank you for everything you've been sharing. Thank you for all your honesty and vulnerability. Our vulnerability is our greatest strength. It's not acting like we have it all together. It's being able to go, hey, yeah, I understand that one. I know that one too. Okay, cool. So I'll get to that in a second. So anything that's showing up, one of the questions to ask is, what is the possible resistance, belief, or uncleared wound that is still in place that's causing this to happen? And so many times we go into reactionary mode. And when we go into reactionary mode, if we don't use these tools and stop and go, okay, I'm feeling this really strong nervous system response. I'm triggered. I might be picking my nails. My heart's racing. I'm angry. I just got triggered. It feels like people are disrespecting me. Whatever it is, these are programs that are coming up to go, hey, psst, 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 psst. And they're usually pretty gentle. But if we don't listen and pay attention, they'll get stronger and stronger and stronger because we agreed to come down and clear this stuff. And our soul is very patient. So since there is no such thing as time on our soul's journey, the lesson will keep coming back over and over and over. And that can piss us off, but that's just pissing off the ego. Our higher self is the one that's saying, hey, come on, all the assistance is here. Stop though. Stop reacting and tune in. So whenever we have something that we do not like that keeps showing up, we're creating our reality. Can everybody agree to that? That was a tough one to accept when my teacher, Don Miguel Ruiz, told me, you're creating it all. And everyone is you. And I'm like, what? Everyone's me, even the bad guys? It's part of the collective. But here's the key. If we're judging and condemning anybody, even if it's the PEDOs or the people in government or the people poisoning the food, the air, the water, the corporations, you've got to understand the bigger picture. This is part of the collective. And again, zoom out and look at where we are right now in 2022. Everything, and I mean everything, is being exposed. Everything. None of this dark stuff can survive in the light anymore. And then people go, yeah, well, it sure seems like it's taking a lot of time. But again, zoom out and observe. That's just the reaction of the mind that's in a hurry. That's not the conscious observer observing. Because if the conscious observer was observing, it would go, wow, all this stuff is happening right now after thousands and thousands and thousands of years of enslavement and persecution and murdering and all this horrible things that happened. You know, the manipulation of history and science and the church. And, you know, it's happening right now. And it's happening very quickly because, look, it's really happening within the space of the last, what? 20 years? That's a blip compared to all our past lifetimes and everything. So yeah, okay. So David has a couple comments here that you guys can see. And thank you, David, for showing up and being honest, because you're not the only one that has this stuff happening. So thank you for bringing it into the field here, where we're just going to play with it a little bit and shine a little bit of light on it. Okay? So my mind is always in a rush and a hurry. Okay, I know that one. I get anxious. I'm a high energy guy. And so the number one key to this is using these tools. And the number two most powerful tools for this are awareness and breath. Awareness and breath. So to go right to the root of it, if the mind is always in a hurry, then that means that the mind has been taught to run the show on automatic. Always in a rush and a hurry is a fight or flight response. I know this one really well. Really well. So you're not alone at all. Okay? So this is why consciously creating your reality first thing every morning when you awaken out of what we call the sleeping dream. Because we're dreaming all the time. We're dreaming right now. And when Miguel told me that, I was like, what? My mind was like, I can't control that. I don't know if I want to believe that. But the more I studied with him, for 10 years, and now it's been like 21 years, I'm like, yeah, this guy he sees how this dream is put together and how to navigate through it as well as anybody I've ever studied, read about, or met. And so if you're open to it right now, I invite you to just close your eyes and put your hand on your heart, or both of your hands on your heart. Everybody can do this, because this isn't just about David. We're going to observe how the breath brings us down into the heart and takes us out of the mind, which is always going to run if we're in the mind. So becoming really conscious aware of where is my frequency right now is super key throughout the day. And believe it or not, even if this has been running for 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 years, a little bit of practice, 2 weeks to 30 days, will shift this. I see it every single month. That's why I do this, because it is the fastest, simplest way that I've ever found. I had to put it together for myself, or I would have left the planet. So if your hand's on your heart, your eyes are closed, now smile. Even if you're pissed off, even if you're like, I don't know if this is going to work, smile. And notice if there's any resistance to you smiling. Because when you smile, and I'm rubbing my hand on my heart, on my body, every one of my trillions of cells can feel that right now. And you do this first thing every morning before those 50 to 80,000 thoughts start running of, I got to get up, I got to get in the shower, I got to get out of bed, I got to get ready for, go to work, I got to... That's just pulling in yesterday's 3D into a 0-point brand new day. And right now is a new moment. Right now is a brand new moment. Right now is a brand new moment. Has nothing to do with the past unless we pull the past into it with us. All right? New moment. New moment. You're born again. New moment. New moment. So if you're not in joy and like, oh, wow, right now, and smiling, then that tells you that there's still some memory. Okay, I haven't figured out how to clear past memory. I figured out how to clear the wound and the forgiveness and understanding that every single thing that happened to me on my soul's journey, I chose it before I came down here as part of my soul contract. This is a big pivot piece right here. If you are open to this, it's my truth. I'm not going to say that my truth is your truth, but From everybody that I've seen as my greatest teachers and the saints and sages throughout the years or whatever, or throughout history, we made a soul contract before we came down here. And if you're having a tough time, like I did, and David has, and everybody else, let's be honest, you're probably going, fuck, I would have never chosen all this shit to go through. This is way beyond anything I would have ever chosen. However, let's zoom out and observe, what would an infinite creator, divine being who knows that they're an infinite creator, divine being, they can't be killed, they can't ever truly forget for that long, they cannot have anything done to them against their will unless they choose it. And the only reason we would have chosen to go through this stuff is so we could come down here and create the biggest shift and help to heal this planet. So if you're going through the deepest stuff, I salute you. Now, where's your mind? Is it running and going, yeah, but this sucks? If it is, then you're not focusing on your breath. Okay? So, just for right now, don't focus on, I need to figure all this shit out. It's already handled. The key is to come into the present moment right now. And you do that by getting in touch with your body, really getting in touch with it. So if you're breathing right now, and you're smiling, and you're focusing on your heart, and you're scanning through every one of your cells, and I go, thank you, every cell. Thank you, every organ. Thank you, every bone. Thank you for the trillions of functions that are unconditionally loving on me right now. And they are in every moment. And they have been loving on me unconditionally since I've been in the womb. Thank you, thank you, thank you. What a gift. Holy smoke. Can you even wrap your head around everything that's happening in your body right now? That's loving on you, loving on you, loving on you. Even when it's been beat up, shamed, guilted, hurt, harmed, alcohol, drugs, whatever, self-shame, guilt, judgment, and your body's just going, I love you no matter what, I love you no matter what, I love you no matter what, I love you no matter what. Tune into that. Come on. You are surrounded by abundance in every moment, and you're not a victim. So stay with it. Are you smiling? Are you breathing? And it's slow breathing. Most people breathe real shallow. I was super shallow breather. That's not breathing. Breathing is, and you're not maybe going to do that all day. But I'll tell you what, if you start your day out like that, and you're smiling, your frequency is going to go up, 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 up. And then that's when you're lying in bed, you're still on your pillow, and you create your reality. Today is going to be an incredible day. The most incredible people show up in my life and relationships. Abundance surrounds me, and I see it everywhere. I point it out. There's fruit. There's water. There's water coming out of my shower. I have electricity. I'm surrounded with furniture and electricity and forks and knives and spoons and animals and plants and cars and vehicles and it's endless. It's only this lack program that keeps showing up as lack because you're feeding it, and it's under the subconscious. So these are the tools again. You must feel the low vibrational frequency of, yeah, but I'm in debt. My job doesn't pay me enough money. So that's the universe going, hey, if this isn't the place for you, there's something much, much better. Why settle for lack when you can do something else? Well, I've been at my job, 10 years and fuck that. I left all my jobs. In fact, I got injured at my last two for being the most high output dude in the company. I got carpal tunnel. I got shingles all over my chest. I went to the doctor. I didn't even know what they were. These big things were breaking out on my chest. And the doctor's like, oh, you've been under some stress? I'm like, how'd you know? He goes, that's what it is. I'm like, fuck. Yeah, I was working 16 to 18 hours a day, chasing the dangling carrot with the possibility that I was going to make $100,000 a year if I just hung in there a little longer. Yeah. So there you go. It doesn't mean the job's wrong because, I got injured doing building cabinets and other things. However, are you paying attention? Do you love your job? If you don't love it, then there's something better. And that doesn't just mean go live in the park, although that's not a bad way to go either. Mother Nature is freaking amazing. I know some people that other people would call homeless and look down on them that are some of the smartest, most incredible people tuned into nature. They figured it out and they just said, I'm not going to be a slave anymore. And they're perfectly content being in nature. So the key is, again, let's tune into our body. And if you're a man and you're like, I don't really want to tune into my body, then notice that, because that's blocking you, and that's blocking your abilities, or it could be, from connecting deeply with the opposite sex, with a woman that's totally in touch with her heart and her body. And that whole thing, be a fucking man, yeah, don't be a pussy. That's why men have more heart attacks than women. That is an old 3D program of protection and ego. It's a learned behavior, all right? The men that I know that are with the most incredible women are men that are totally in their heart. And yeah, they can step it up and they can be a warrior, but you don't need to fight anymore. That's 3D. Use your heart to rise above this stuff. And that doesn't mean ever take any abuse from anybody. But when you are walking around as love and you're confident, not ego confident, kind confident, and you understand it, you don't attract people attacking you in negative circumstances. You just don't. So if that's happening to you, there's a subconscious belief of I'm not worthy, or people always shit on me, or I've always, whatever it is, it came from childhood usually. And that's the dream tapping you on your shoulder going, hey, psst, come on, it's time to heal this. But if you're automatically reacting, judging, projecting, you're never going to clear it. You're actually giving it energy, and you're going to attract more timelines that are similar, more people that are going to start judging you and doing what you don't prefer. You getting this? So, a big part of this process is asking every time we have a judgment or a trigger, what is the gift here? It's not about the person out there that you think is doing stuff to you, or the government or whatever. Sure, it's okay to go out and take action and create things, but fighting the government is not the way. That's what they want you to do. Why? Because it keeps you stuck in low vibrational 3D. That's why every single week there's the same frickin' distraction. Whether it's CERN or the Georgia guidelines or COVID number 954 or, whatever it is. If you're watching the television and that's where you're getting your information, you are a pawn. You have not yet learned to unplug. And I have people go, well, I can watch it and, I'm so awake that it doesn't affect me. Really? Really? There's 30 frames per second going by, and in between those 30 frames, there's words you don't even see. You're being programmed. I don't care how smart you think you are. That is the number one tool of deception. If you want to watch it, watch it. I'll watch a movie once in a while, but man, I have a difficult time even finding a good movie anymore because 99% of everything put out by Hollywood has symbolism, and it's just all in there. It's all controlled. So back to the heart, okay? I'm triggered. I'm frustrated. My nervous system is going like this. What is this trying to show me or teach me? What is it? Okay? I can tell you that I'm not a doctor. I don't even really dig that word anymore because as you can see looking around, most doctors are so indoctrinated, spelling word, indoctrinated, get it? It's right in that word. They show you what they're doing. They put it into spelling. That's maybe I did a whole nother thing on that. It's on my YouTube channel, Spell Words, if you want to check it out. If you're still using the words wish, hope, want, try, should, need, difficult, hard, then you're programming yourself for the opposite of success, because you're telling your subconscious that, number one, if you're using wish, hope, want, try, going to, should, need, you're telling your subconscious that your desire is not here yet. So the subconscious can only take a direct order. Boom. And if you're saying it's difficult, it's hard, then the universe is going to go, okay, your wish is my command. So you must become aware of these spell words. It's on my YouTube channel if you want to check it out. Okay, so back to the heart. Are you able to breathe and scan your entire body and smile? And I guarantee you, whether the mind is running or not, if you breathe and you continue to do this, I love it. I can feel every one of my cells all the way down to the soles of my feet just buzzing as I smile and breathe in that life force energy, that chi. The life force is everything. I just met Montauk Chia, found out he lives 2 football fields away from me at Tao Gardens here, which has been closed for 2.5 years. And he's the #1 expert on chi healing in the world, one of them. He was on a golf cart. I didn't even know it was him. And I go, hey, how you doing? And he told me his name, but I didn't understand it because the way he said it didn't sound like Montauk Chia. Right down the street. Now we're hooked up. Boom, 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 boom. Okay? But chi, can you feel it in your body? You must be able to feel this. Can I get a yes from anybody? David? When you're breathing in. Okay, so David says that was a big block for 46 years. Okay, well, that 46 years was yesterday. So let's not focus on that anymore. Let's focus on how amazing things are right now. We've got at least 8 people. Other people are watching on this thing. Okay, so we got a yes from David. All right, brother. So I'm not singling you out. I'm loving on you, but you are bringing up some really great stuff here because you were the one that showed up with the questions. So thank you again. And everybody on here should be thanking you because this is how we show up. All right? Right on, brother. Big love to you. I know you're a rock star. You're in it to win it, and you're winning. Okay, so you said yes. Hey, Sarah, great to see you. So you said yes to, and I mean, this stuff is really, don't get triggered. This is kind of kindergarten. But life becomes busy, and we don't necessarily, hey, Jackie, we don't necessarily focus on our breath. But when you practice these tools and you go, okay, I just had a judgment. I feel a little bit off right now. I've been going at the computer for too long. Your body will tell you when to take a break. But the best thing to do is to love on your body first thing in the morning and then take breaks during the day. And you're welcome. Thank you for showing up and adding your wonderful energy to the mix. Okay? So it all comes down to being aware of where is my frequency right now. This is it. This is the whole game. Rinse and repeat. This is it. This is the solution and the answer to more abundance, better relationships, attracting and magnetizing in anything that you desire. It's not out there, people. That's the trick of the hologram. Every single thing is already here. And when you go, yeah, it's here, like a little kid on Christmas morning, then there's nothing blocking it. But so many of us have been taught to go, I don't see it yet, so I got to try really hard. I can't figure out why it's not coming. Why? Because you're trying to figure out why it's not coming, reaffirming to your subconscious that it's not here yet. So the subconscious goes, it's not here yet. Are you getting this? Somebody's going to get a huge download right now. And I'm thankful because I'm just reaffirming this to myself more and more and more. And yes, I have to do it too. I practice these same tools every single day without fail. Because in the beginning, when I was beginning to do it, I was like, wow, this stuff works totally. And then, I might have what some people label as a bad day. The majority of people that say they're having a bad day, they're not having a bad day. They had one triggered moment and they let their mind run all day long because they didn't stop and go, whew, I just got triggered. Yeah, there's that one big piece that's been holding me up for 30 years. Okay. And they don't have the tools to go, what is this triggering me? So it'll show me, what's the gift here? What is the gift here? It's not them out there. It never is. It's never the person out there. Unless somebody's physically abusing you in a relationship right now, obviously get the hell out. I'm talking about mental reactions and triggers. And judgment is the biggest addiction on the planet. Most people are judgeaholic. Well, let me rephrase that. Many people are judgeaholics. I definitely was. I was tossed into Catholic school in the 2nd grade, wearing a little bow tie and having to stand in the corner. And the angry nuns were so pissed off every frickin' day. I was like, something's wrong here. Something's wrong. They're talking about love. And then they scare you into believing that if you do anything wrong, you're going to go to hell, or you're going to be lucky if you get into heaven on what day? Judgment Day. The whole religion it's a whole program to keep you trapped. And if that triggers you, then look at that. But I've studied most of them, and I'm not an authority on anything. I know nothing. That's one of my most powerful mantras. But I track frequency. And even here in beautiful, beautiful Thailand, where the people are as kind as anywhere I've ever been, and there's a big gold Buddha, and everybody's got a temple in their yard. Everybody has a temple in their yard, and they burn incense and they put food and drink and they offer it to the gods every day. However, they give their power away to something outside of themselves when they go to pray. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with praying, but understand you're creating your reality, okay? And when I see these people in tears bowing down to the Buddha and putting their last little money into the box, hoping, wishing that the Buddha is going to throw them a bone, that's not self-empowerment. That's giving your power away to a deceptive story that something outside of you is going to solve your problem. The Buddha's teachings were, you are me. The Buddha's teachings weren't, give me your money so I'll throw you a bone. All right? Yeah. All religion is man-made. That's a whole nother subject, and it's not anywhere I really want to go because it pisses people off, and they're so stuck in their shit because they've been, going to church for so long that I just piss them off. And that's not a good use of my energy. I pop a little bit in once in a while because it's my experience. That was part of my soul contract. Lose my dad at 7, grow up without a dad, the only guy in school, no victim. But at the time, that was really difficult. Okay, get tossed back into Catholic school. In my last lifetime, I don't remember, but I had a reading done and somebody told me that I was very high up in the Catholic Church, which I don't recall, but they slit my throat and killed me because I tried to share truth with people. So I don't remember that. But anyway, this time I came back. I went into the Catholic Church so I would understand that piece. Okay? It's really important because religion is controlling a lot of people. And if it works for you, that's great. But I'll tell you what, I went to church and there was more judgment, more bickering, more bullshit than I've ever seen. And, that's just what it is. Oh, my dear friend. All right. I'm so glad you're here. Another rock star to connect with right here, Satora Light. I've watched her step into her power over the last couple of years and totally cheering you on. You're a rock star. She's filled with divine wisdom. She's the divine feminine. And I invite anybody to follow her posts. Great stuff. All right. So before we move on, are you aware that stopping and just tuning into your breath and smiling, even if you're pissed, fuck, I'm triggered, smile. Because you don't want every cell of your body to pay for your trigger, because that's what's really happening when we get stressed or angry or go into that. Our body's paying for that, okay? Stress is harmful, okay? And even judgments are mini stressors. And so that's why the 3D matrix is set up to trigger everybody into judgment over and over and over and over. It's the same playbook over and over and over. Republican versus Democrat, white lives matter, black lives matter, Democrat, Republican. I said that already. I'm on a roll. Anyway, transgender, going after your children, all that, okay? So the only way out is becoming the calm, conscious observer. When you're triggered, your frequency's down. They're winning. And again, when I say they, I don't want you to envision that it's a battle. You know, I see a lot of posts, there's a war going on for our consciousness. In a way, that's true. However, the way that we move out is by not warring. It's by observing and going, oh, when I give my energy and focus to the television or to things that lower my frequency, what happens? It lowers my frequency. Now, here's one of the interesting tricks. It will come to somebody's awareness that, can I just unplug and not give any of my energy to what they're doing in the government and they're poisoning people and harming the children? Can I just unplug and will everything be okay? That's a really valid question. Can I just take back my power? And what if I unplugged from every single post that was negative, from all conversations that are negative, even among my friends, just go, you know what? I prefer to talk about things that are positive and grateful. And if your friend gets triggered, then maybe you're not supposed to be hanging out with them as much. Doesn't mean you need to end a friendship. We're all learning, we're all growing, we're all mirroring. The way that we mirror other people is not through shame, it's through just sharing from the heart. And you can tell if somebody's open to learning and growing or not. And if people want to be around me, we must all be willing to own our stuff. Okay? If somebody comes to me and they're triggered or they see one of my posts and they react, I'll respond and I'll mirror them as gently as possible, but it'll be direct. And if they come back and go, oh, okay, now we have a dialogue open. We're not fighting, we're mirroring. But if somebody comes back and goes, yeah, well, fuck you, then I'm like, you're out. Because I don't tolerate disrespect. It's not from my ego, it's because it's frequency. And I already met them. I stepped into their field, even though I know they were triggered, because I have the tools to be able to do it. It's what I do, one of the things I do. And I'm like, okay, I can see you're triggered. So I'm going to give you an opportunity to see things from a different perspective. But if you come back with, yeah, well, then it's okay. You're not open. So if you're not open, I'm not open to your negativity. So I didn't just block them out because I know that everybody's my mirror. So I don't feel good when I block somebody or I cut them out of my life because we're all connected. But don't take disrespect from people. But you have to really be aware of whether your trigger is your wound or not. Because a lot of people, when they're wounded, they'll say that everybody's a narcissist and they're doing all this stuff to me, when they're actually attracting it with a victim mentality because they haven't healed their wound. So it can be tricky. So that's why it's really valuable to surround yourself with people that will lift you up, hold you accountable, mirror you, but not judge you and knock you down so that they'll feel better, you know? And this may be obvious to a lot of people, but I'm covering this for people that are going to see this on the YouTube channel and stuff that, you know, if one little piece goes in and they get it, it could completely change their life. And when I started, you know, my apprenticeship with Don Miguel Ruiz in 2001 in San Diego, I had to hear him say things like 100 times. And he didn't teach like I teach. He would just tell stories. So you would kind of have to figure it out. He didn't go, do this, do this, do this, like I do, because I have to simplify it. Because otherwise, I'll be going down the rabbit hole and, you know, my mind will be getting busy. And it's simple. I wake up every single morning, and as soon as I realize I've got another day in this earthly reality, I go right to my body. First thing, immediately. I don't even get up to go to the bathroom. I won't. because then it's like, oh, I got to do this, I got to do that, blah, 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 blah. My phone's calling out to me to check it because I got messages from clients and people in 12 different time zones, and I'm like, I'm taking this time for me right now, because I know the rest of the day is probably going to move quickly with wild jungle dogs and people and messages and all just life. So the thing is, if we're not consciously creating our reality every single morning and then throughout the day, who's going to create it for us? Conscious observer versus being an automatic reactor. So anybody have any questions on the breath? Yeah, brother. Good for you. Yeah, everybody's a messenger. But definitely do not take abuse. Because when you'll notice that there are certain people out there that want to tell you their story about how everybody did them wrong and what their victim is. And if they find somebody that'll listen and they don't have the awareness to use the tools, then they'll just keep doing that, because now they've got your attention. And they want to be heard. And some of them will go, yes, I would love the tools to shift this. And others, they don't really want to learn the tools. They just want to be heard. So again, you feel into the frequency of what somebody or a situation is delivering around you, and you go, oh, I like this. This resonates. Or no, this isn't for me. And if it isn't for you, then you give that person an invitation. You go, you know what? I used to be like that. Are you interested in something that'll help you clear that? And if they go, yeah, then share it with them. And if they go, no, then you go, hey, you know what? I got to go meet somebody for lunch, whatever, So it's all tracking frequency. Yeah. Well, we do that, man, for one reason or another. They're learned behaviors. Okay. So now let's turn this whole thing around, my brother. So I've observed you stepping into your power beautifully over the last few years. My time frame is 0. And so I see that you're beginning to share, and other people are cheering you on and resonating. So let's focus on all of the good moving forward. And I'm going to invite you every single morning. If you're not doing it already, I don't know why. And I'm not judging that, but to make it your number one commitment, and anybody else watching this, to do the process. And again, the very first comment in here, if you go to the website and just join the newsletter, which I only send out 1 or 2, I don't spam people. It takes a lot of energy for me to put together an email, because I want to put something together that's really valuable. But I'll send you the new PDF that's exactly step by step of how to do the morning routine as soon as you awaken and your head's still on the pillow. If you do that every single day, and then set some alarms on your phone and come back and do it a few more times during the day, and then do it before you go to bed. It's easy. It's the most beneficial, one of the most beneficial things you'll ever do. You will start to see it'll change your reality. Why? Because you're programming your reality through love and intention and excitement, the highest frequencies. The universe must respond. All these things are out there. Everything you ever desired, it's already here right now. Some of them are invisible, and they're only waiting. The only reason they're waiting, and we may not be seeing them, whether it's money, the soulmate, whatever, is our frequency is not a 100% yes yet. This is why kids are such great teachers, because before kids get squashed completely by the school system, which is crumbling as we speak, thank God, thank us, thank all the parents that are pulling their kids out and saying, no, I'm going to find a way to homeschool no matter what. And we're going to do this. We're going to convert this into teaching for children. And children do not need to go to school for 12 or 16 or 20 years anymore so they can pay to be in the club to give away 65 of the best years of their life. It's the most ridiculous program ever, and people have been bamboozled into it for centuries. Now it's going to be teach your child what an emotion is, what an emotional reaction is, how to stop, breathe into it, and then teach them that their words and their thoughts and their imagination and their beliefs are manifesting their reality. The gift is they get to keep their whole imagination, like the little boy. I'm flying on a rocket ship. The little girl's going, I'm playing in the garden with the fairies. And there probably are fairies there. To my knowledge, there are. I haven't personally seen them, but I am a fan of Dolores Cannon. And she said, these things are not fairy tales. They exist. It's just that most people don't believe them, so they stay hidden. There's more going on that we could possibly even see. We're only seeing 1% of everything that's going on all these dimensions. So how do we tune in on a deeper level? We stop running all these programs of the mind. Oh, I love that. David's seen them. Yeah, hey, Barbara. It's my website. It's up in the very first comment here. It's portal2awakening.com. Thank you for asking. Yeah, okay. So these things exist, people. But the main point is we're going to start teaching the children the simple tools. Nobody needs to go to school for 12 to 16 to 20 years. Nobody does. Now, yeah, if you want to become a doctor, which that's a pretty, there's some good doctors out there, okay? If I needed surgery, then I intend that I get the best surgeon ever. But anybody that's still, pushing out, pharmaceuticals that are all toxic without recommending the plant that'll heal you, they're indoctrinated and they're taking money for it. And most of them or many of them are unwilling to change from what I see. So we just send them love and blessings for perfectly playing their role in this journey. But moving forward, you're so welcome. Thank you for showing up. I appreciate you a lot. I see you. All right. So children do not need to get programmed for 12 to 16 to 20 years. This is a big one, and this is one that I'm very passionate about. And I've got my friend Barrett in, I always blank on his country. I don't know why. But anyway, we're getting it into schools. And it's a game changer. Because school is only going to be, a new school is going to teach them the tools. What's an emotional trigger? How do we create our reality with our thoughts and our words? How do we program the subconscious in simple terms to give it the direct command? It's either here now or it's not. And you're either talking about things that you desire more of, or you're attracting more of what you don't desire by giving it your energy and talking about it and being triggered about it and judging it. It's real simple. It's just that the 3D matrix is just bombarded people for so long to just keep them looping and reacting. The conscious observer moves into 5D. The automatic reactor doesn't. So the simple question to ask is, am I an automatic reactor or am I consciously creating my reality? And you may be going back and forth. I still get pissed off. I never do it with people anymore. But I get pissed at my computer because, I got 50 tabs open in Chrome and 25 tabs open in Firefox, and I'm multitasking and, a lot. And that's my higher self tapping on my shoulder going, you know what? Maybe it's time for you to take a break and go hang out with the wild jungle dogs. So yeah, it's what is this trying to show me or teach me right now? You must catch the reaction or you'll just reinforce that you were right to react. That's a big one. And the 3D matrix is set up to create more automatic reactors over and over and over. You'll see it everywhere. You need this to look beautiful. You need this to be good enough. You need this. You need this. I'm not saying it's all BAD, but it's really set up quite interesting when you become the observer instead of the reactor. So, all right. So anybody have any questions? Anything on the topic, off the topic? Inner healing, dismantling the belief system, dismantling triggers, manifestation, consciously creating your reality each day. All right. Okay. So I'm going to share this real quick. This is what I do. Every month I take 4 people through this journey. And you can still post questions. I won't leave as long as somebody posts a question. But I take people through this journey and we do 30 days. And it doesn't mean you're going to be, consumed and absorbed every day, that you can't do it. I'm just checking in with people every other day, especially during the first 2 weeks when we're doing the inner healing, the clearing of the subconscious limiting beliefs and healing that stuff. And it's the most empowering thing that I know of. And so if you're interested in doing that, feel free to reach out. The book's on sale for half price on the website. There's a digital online course with over 3 hours of PowerPoint trainings that I personally put together that will show you what the ego does, why it does it, and it'll show you the program. And you'll go, oh, many people are running that and they don't even see it. And we must be able to see a program in order to dismantle it. Otherwise, it'll convince us that we're right because we get the emotional trigger. So I love this stuff. Here's a couple of, here's one. This is a life-changing thing. This is somebody that's been taking courses for 20 years. They're like, this course changed my life more than any other book or course I've invested in. It gave me the tools to see programs and beliefs that were running underneath the surface that I wasn't even aware of. And my ego would defend and justify them again and again. I know this one. I was able to heal deeply hidden wounds from childhood and dismantle so many limiting beliefs and subtle reactionary programs that were running on automatic. Okay? So this is what I do. If you're interested, reach out, send me a message, or go to the website. And any questions? Any questions? So, my final question would be, are you guys excited? Can you see what's happening? Can you see that everything good is happening right now? And yes, there is some pain. Hey, John, great to see you. Yeah, there's some casualties, and that really sucks. I mean, for me especially, the children that are being harmed, and the fallout is still happening. I mean, there's countries where you'll never see it on the news where people are just dropping dead from the jibby. It was a really diabolical thing that's been done. However, everybody has made their choice and they knew it was going to happen, whether we can see that or not, because we really can't see that. But if you understand how the soul contract works and that the body is infinite, the people came down to be like, I'll take one for the team because I know that I'll go right back and I'll get to choose what I want to do. I know I'm an infinite divine being and I can choose anything. So these people are heroes. So don't, get too angry about it. I know if it's somebody close to you, yeah, it's okay to get angry, but be careful with your anger because that is lowering your vibration and it's really tough on your body. So definitely feel the emotions, but then go, okay, let's observe from a higher perspective. These people aren't really like dead. They're just out of our current awareness, but we're still in contact with them. I know this is a tough one and it's really touchy. I just do my best to share things to empower people. So anyway, big love to everybody. And please feel free to share this in any groups that you feel would benefit, because these are the tools. And the more people that we can uplift and share these tools with, the faster this wonderful shift is going to happen. And it's already happening. I know you can feel it, or you wouldn't have stayed on this. So big love. If you have any questions or anything, feel free to reach out. If you're interested in the journey or the mentorship, feel free to reach out. And I'll be back on, I have to think about it because I'm a day ahead in the future here in Thailand. Today's Tuesday, it's your Monday. I'll be back on Thursday in the US, live. All right, big love from Thailand. Be well. Stay aware, just observe, and do the morning routine. Go get the PDF. My clients pay really good money for this. It's a gift, and if your ego goes, I already know that, then observe that. Because the ego wants to remain in control. It wants to convince you that it knows everything. Observe that. Observe resistance. And I'm not saying you don't already know how to do this. I share this on every live, and I've been doing it for years. So I'm just being thorough, because if you're hoping or wishing that anything would change, there's a great solution. And the majority of people do not do that. Even people that have worked with Tony Robbins and come to Journey with me, because I teach a totally different thing. They're like, yeah, I don't do that every morning. I'm like, well, because I'm so busy, I'm running a company and a corporation and all this, and, I got things to do and I got kids. And I'm like, well, start doing the morning routine and watch everything shift. And they're like, yeah, dude. They come back next week and they're like, totally. So all I know is it's the most powerful thing I've ever found, one of them, and I'm sharing it. So, all right, big, big love. I'm off to see the jungle dogs. Have a great day, evening, wherever you're at.